Welcome everybody to
I Love You.
I Know. This is the signature podcast from the Prolonged Engagement. You can find us here every single Monday at noon on youtube.com/The Prolonged Engagement Show or our website at theprolongedengagement.com. There you can find everything that we do. We're also on your favorite podcasting service. That's right, your favorite one. You can find the links to all of the different podcasting services that we were on at theprolongedengagement.com. They're also listed below if you're on the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
On the YouTube, it's in the description. I have little like quick links.
Ooh, fancy.
They've been there for like nearly every show.
Okay.
So there we are.
And here we go.
This week was kind of weird though. Since,
little weird is a little not like describing it well enough.
Because you just up and left me.
I did not up and leave. It's part of why we didn't have a show last week. We were getting ready for this trip this week.
So Sarah left on like what, Tuesday?
I left on Tuesday.
And then I
early
came,
Tuesday morning.
Yeah, and I came
and
like
you
Wednesday
came
night.
late Wednesday night.
So,
and we went to New York.
Yeah.
Again. I actually went, well, we both spent time in the city, but I spent one night in the city.
You saw.
And I did. I got to see The Lifespan of a Fact starring Daniel Radcliff.
Yeah, which was really cool.
And I got to meet him.
Yeah, you said he was really cool. That
he was so nice.
He even took your phone and took a selfie.
He took my phone, and actually took 2 selfies. The second one, he got scared by a motorcycle, so him and I both jumped. And he goes, "That's enough there, mate," or something like that. It was very British of him.
Mm-hmm. And then you drugged me to go see
Aladdin
the musical.
Okay, because I was hoping for Mary Poppins.
So was I.
Because I was like, you know what? Aladdin's one of my favorite Disney films.
Mm-hmm.
And I had heard how bad Little Mermaid was.
Right.
Which is my probably all-time favorite princess movie.
We're just not used to seeing shows like that.
Yeah, not anymore.
I'm sure if you've never seen a Broadway show,
it's good.
It's
probably spectacular.
I've seen so many just spectacular
we've seen
shows on Broadway that just wasn't on par.
What I will say is we've seen things that I would call art now. We've seen art, like when I saw Lifespan of a Fact, and we've seen, I'm trying to think like of the art pieces we've really seen. Like An Act of Seminar, An Act of God.
Mm-hmm. But even other musicals.
Yeah, like My Fair Lady and Kinky Boots.
Yeah.
And
even Wicked.
And Wicked.
Things like that. They just...
It's still art. And
This just was lacking in every aspect.
I felt by the end that I was watching a high school play.
No.
Well...
No.
The final scene was a high school play.
Yeah, well...
Jafar's big fucking moment.
Well, it just ended in a Deus Ex Machina, pretty much. It was just like... They were like, oh, quick change. Woof. Oh, he changed his costume. Woof. Oh, he changed his other costume. Woof. Oh, he's in a lamp. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, like that bothered me. That rubbed me the wrong way when I'm expecting from Aladdin this huge thing where he goes, I wish to be Sultan, and then I wish to be the world's strongest or most powerful sorcerer.
Yeah, and also I didn't know what his first wish was. I only got 2 wishes out of him.
Yeah, because
he didn't actually say
it was literally a line swept under by Genie.
Yeah.
It was a line. He said, "I'm sorry, Al." He wished for her to be his captive.
Or something like that. And it was
fast. It was like so fast. Like if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss the line.
Like a lot of the lines in there were kind of swept over to begin with. Like,
I even felt like "Do You Trust Me" was...
Everything was everything. It felt like they were just running through the damn show. Like,
yeah.
Hurry up! I gotta get this thing over with.
We gotta get it done. We gotta get done. We gotta get done.
Everything was just fast.
It was really weird.
Oh my god!
Like the character. I will say Jeannie was really good.
We got out, and
I like Jeannie.
Like, your father went to go see the band's visit.
Yeah.
And like we called and we're like, we're out of here, and he's like, what? I mean, it was like 15 minutes ahead of
time.
What they said it was gonna take.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, it was just very, very odd.
They were like speeding through all of their lines, and it just felt rushed. And it really pisses me off when you pay that much money. Broadway shows are fucking expensive, and so, you know, when you go there, you expect to see something
good.
Not that.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's not what we were gonna be.
No, that's not what we're talking about today, though. We also went to Garden City.
Oh, yahoo! Long Island.
It was cute.
That was cute. It's where we stayed, but
yeah.
It was
first time we ever stayed out of the city. So
yeah, never even. I mean, driven through Queens, but you know, in Brooklyn, but not been in them because you know we have to go from the airport and go straight in Manhattan. Always stay in Manhattan. Just the whole time.
We've always stayed in Manhattan
because we always go and we do a couple shows and then we leave. So that's normally
most of the time what we do is we do strictly just shows.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then like we hardly ever move out of Midtown. So
yeah.
Anyway, at any rate.
But that's not what we're talking about this week.
We're going to talk about Howl-O-Scream.
In Busch Gardens, Tampa. So...
We haven't been to Howl-O-Scream since probably
4 years.
2013.
4 years at least.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, we had the two... We did go to Howl-O-Scream in Williamsburg.
Yeah.
A couple years ago in 2015.
I think we're just also, like, snobby when it comes to haunts and theater and shit. Because we did not like Williamsburg's.
Williamsburg sucked so hard. They didn't try. I was also expecting what Tampa does. Yeah. And because Tampa does it right. Oh. If anyone says that Howl-O-Scream at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay is not good or they don't do it right, then they're wrong and you should like not trust them for anything.
They didn't have a good experience and I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry for them. They, you know, if anyone says that, you know, you should stop being their friend because
the two girls who sat across from Andy and I last night on the tram back to the vehicle, they only got in two houses because they had normal. They didn't have express passes or a wheelchair.
Well, and I mean, it was fucking god awful packed.
Yeah. Did you hear even what two houses they got into?
Which one? I bet you. Let me get. Slaughterhouse. Simon Slaughterhouse and.
Come on. Yes, you do.
Unearthed?
No.
Black Spot?
Yep.
Those were the two worst ones.
They were the weakest houses.
Yeah.
And because Annie and I were talking about what we liked, and they were like, "Oh, we missed those. Oh, we missed that one. Oh, we missed that one."
Mm-hmm.
And I turned to them and I was like, "What two houses did you guys get into?" And they said Black Spot and Slaughter. And I was like, "Oh man,
I would have."
They said they waited. They waited like a total like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And only got into two houses.
Every single house that we saw was like a 2-hour wait. I mean, that's insane.
And then on top of that, like when they went through Slaughter, they got separated.
Oh really? Yeah, because Mm-hmm.
We'll explain this.
You get separated and then immediately put back together.
And they didn't know that, and they bumped into each other.
Oh yeah.
And like, that was their big scare of the house.
Yeah, because it was just gross.
Like, I'm so sorry.
It wasn't scary. It was just gross.
I'm so sorry.
Anyway, it was fucking packed. We went on a Saturday. We never go to these things on Saturdays. It was.
We had to because we flew in late Friday night, woke up Saturday, drove down to Tampa, and did it last night.
It was, oh my god. Oh my god, it was fucking packed. Just
Yeah.
wall-to-wall people.
And as you guys know, I have to use a wheelchair when going to these events. And I think that was our only saving grace.
Yeah, that was the only saving grace, because otherwise we would have had to pay for those
Fast passes.
fast passes.
Front line is what they're called.
Front of the line. So the thing with the wheelchair is that they had like a wheelchair access, and what they do this during the day as well. If you have a wheelchair, you go up to their fast pass entrance. I think they call it fast lane at
It's something like that. It's like fast lane or fast.
I think it's fast
or front of the line or something like that.
I think it's fast lane or something. Anyway, you go up to the fast lane entrance. They give you a time to come back, kind of like a pseudo wait time, and then you're allowed to go through the fast pass lane. So they did that at Howl-O-Scream as well.
Yes.
So, but the one that they do normally, like normal day, is you have like one card.
Yeah.
And you're only allowed to get one wait time at a time. So you have to sit there and you go to Cheetah Hunt. They say, "Oh, come back in 30 minutes," and you can't just you can't get another one for Sand Serpent.
Yeah.
You can't, or you can't just
Cobra's Curse.
Can't just walk over to Cobra's Curse and get another wait time.
Yeah. So I found out what they were doing last night for the houses, at least.
What?
Because I looked it up, and now I don't feel so bad.
What?
We could have gone to all of the houses, grabbed wait times, and just waited.
Well, yeah.
No, but that was like fully allowed, unlike during the day.
Yeah, that's what we did.
I know that's what we did, but I didn't know if that was allowed.
What do you mean if it was allowed?
So like you were saying, you have to go to a ride, wait, go on, get another time, wait, go on.
Yeah, I was getting to that, but you're saying like
but we were allowed to go. We could have gone to all 6 houses, grabbed times. We could have had somebody run.
We didn't have to though.
I know we didn't have
to. It didn't work out that way.
I know.
Yeah.
I was going to get there, but we could have done that. Just had like one of our party run to the front, been like, "How long's the line? Okay, can I have a card?" So.
Okay. Anyway, 6 houses. So we started off going. So we went inside of the park and went to the left.
Yep.
First one that we found was Unearthed. And so we went over to the wheelchair entrance.
Yeah.
And they said, "Do you have a card?" And we said no. And then they just said, "Okay, just come on in." Yeah. They didn't give us.
I think the wait time was low enough that they didn't make us even like.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
know what happened with that house. That was a weird moment.
Yeah, that was very weird. But they just were like, whatever.
Okay, come on.
And they just let us through. And I said, okay. So now we're waiting in the fast pass lane for that one. And so we go through Unearthed.
Yeah.
And
again, I'm in the wheelchair, but instead of getting out and walking, they tell me, "Well, you can take the wheelchair with you." And we do. And this is when I got really scared, guys, because I worried I was going to be targeted again. And I cannot tell you guys how refreshed I was when that was not the case.
Yeah,
not for a single house.
Yeah, they treated her like she was just a regular person. Not like if you guys listen to our first our HHN 28 part 1.
Yeah.
We talked about this, how they at Halloween Horror Nights they seem to target people in wheelchairs.
Yeah.
Kind of like a oh well, we're not ableists, we're scaring the invalids equally, I hate that.
I do too. And
it's because like it doesn't, you could either be in a wheelchair because you are seriously disabled.
Yeah.
Or you could just be in a wheelchair because your knee's been blown out.
Yeah.
And guess what? At no point, at none of those are people a fucking invalid.
Yeah.
That's just the case. At no point is anyone sitting there like, I deserve special treatment because I'm in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
No one is asking for that, and no one wants that.
No.
So, anyway, they did not do that here.
No, and it was so fucking refreshing that any scare that I got was because I got it.
Mm-hmm. Not because somebody made sure that
made sure it. Like to hide and then come back out to get me.
Yeah.
I did not see that a single time. And it was really refreshing. And even people, so there's something that people do when you're in a wheelchair, and I have mixed feelings about it. They scare over you. I had a couple of actors do that last night, where they tower over me on purpose and get over me. And it's very intimidating, but at the same time, I love it. Because it's like, they didn't get down on my level. They made sure to hit me somewhere I wasn't expecting. Or I can't control. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm. So unearthed, they also gave us a flashlight.
Yeah, they gave, and it was every 6 people get a flashlight.
And that's how they were going through in groups as well. Every 6.
Yeah.
So they would separate us. I was first.
You were in front, and
our friends were behind you.
Pushing you. You had
I had the flashlight.
The flashlight, and that was a great way to start off the event. I thought because that one was excellent. It was a
absolutely fantastic house. I don't fully understand the story. I know we were a search and rescue group.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
But I don't know why we were going into this house. And I will say the house itself was excellent. The scares were good. Like people, unlike Halloween Horror Nights where they just pop out due to a sound and pop back. Howl-O-Scream, I'm going to keep getting them mixed up. Halloween Horror Nights and Howl-O-Scream. Howl-O-Scream, the actors talk to you. Mm-hmm. And I find that really scary, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's a better scare than just a button push and pop.
Yeah.
Because, like, a couple of times last night, people got me because of what they said. And I was like, oh, that did not make me feel good. That made me really uncomfortable.
That's the thing that we were talking about with HHN is, like, we enjoy all of the, the OP we enjoy all the OP houses more than the IP ones.
Oh, yeah.
And at Howl-O-Scream, that's all you get is original houses.
Oh, yeah.
So, and
they may not be that original for that year. They may be from last year.
There was a Backwater Bayou is still there, and that was there when we were there in 2013.
4 years ago. They did change the story.
Slightly, yeah. But like the maze was exactly the same.
Oh yeah.
That didn't change at all.
Nope.
So, but yeah, and so they had like from last year to this year, technically there were only 2 new ones.
Yeah.
However, 5 were new to us. So because we hadn't been there in a while. So.
Yeah.
Unearthed was not one of them. The new ones were
really? Unearthed wasn't?
No.
I thought that was.
The 2 new ones were Insomniac.
I knew Insomniac.
Insomnia and non-Insomniac. Spider-Man.
Insomnia and Simon Slaughter.
Yeah, Simon Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, those 2 were the 2 new houses.
Mm-hmm.
Unearthed was new to us.
Yeah, like I said,
I know.
The only one that we've done is Backwater Bayou.
I know.
But so Unearthed, the scares were really good in that one.
Yes, it was. Oh.
Really, really good in that one.
Especially, so I ended up thinking about this later. I didn't think about this in the moment because I was too wrapped up in what was going on and how I was disoriented.
Mm-hmm.
But the flashlight was not my friend.
Yeah, we were thinking maybe there was an RFID.
I'm thinking there had to be something because it would turn off on its own. It would dim, it would flicker, it would do its own thing, and I'm like, and so part of the way, like when it got really dim, I like started to hit it, like out of habit, like why is this thing not working? And then I got a really good scare because I'm focused on the flashlight. I'm not focused on the person who's standing right next to me,
which was probably the the idea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. It's totally what it was. But
yeah. But it was brilliant to do that. To give you something that naturally for us is a comfort and a kind of security blanket, and to turn it on its head against you as a way to distract you in certain areas, in certain rooms, like that to me is genius.
Yeah, the second one, the next one that we passed was the brand new Simon's Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
So we walked up to that and had to get a ticket for it.
Yeah.
Had to get a wait time for it. And then once we said, oh well, they just gave us one little card here. I was like, I wonder if we can. We didn't know this at the time, but I said, well, why don't we just walk over to the next house
and get another card?
Because it's just one card. He said, oh, well, that'll be a great idea. Well, it just so happened that when we went to the next house, which was Motel Hell,
we got right in.
They just let us through. So didn't have to wait. Get a time there.
And that house was fantastic.
Oh,
as well.
Oh yeah.
I got that one. I understood the story in that one. Mm-hmm. We were going into like a haunted Twilight Zone house. Motel.
Yeah.
So.
And it had one of those signature scares that I love at Howl-O-Scream, and like
I swear every time you're gonna piss your pants.
Oh, it's so fucking good, and I never expect it. This happened a few years ago, and I will say it's probably that goes down as like one of the best scares I've ever had. There was it was in one of the houses where there was a mirror inside of this like merry-go-round thing.
Yeah, it was a merry-go-round.
One of those but it's like one at a playground.
Yeah.
Like the little spinny things with the railings. Anyway, there was a mirror in one of those railings, and it was reflecting off of the wall.
No, off of the other rail. So it just looked like another
it was reflecting off of the wall, so it looked like it was see-through.
Yeah.
Like you could see right through it.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden somebody pops out behind that mirror. And I'm like, where the fuck did she come from?
Yep.
Because it gives you a false sense of
security.
And in Motel Hell they did the same fucking thing. So I
thought they did it even better this time.
This one was way better. Way better, because in this one it was one of those it was like a picnic bench.
Yeah. A circular picnic table with an umbrella in the
middle of it. And they put the mirror against the pole, and then they reflected the wall that was next to it. So, I mean, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, that's just a pole. And then all of a sudden somebody pops out from behind this mirror. And so it looks like they appear out of nowhere. And so that when you're turning this corner, you're looking at it, you get this, oh, nothing can possibly be behind that tiny little pole that's like 2 inches thick. And then so you're lulled into this sense of security, and then boom, they got you.
Yeah.
Those scares are always the best, I feel like.
Yeah, I saw it used at another house. I can't remember which one it was though.
Yeah, I don't know either, but
so after Motel Hell,
yeah, that one I thought that one is actually on the top of my list on for Howl-O-Scream this year.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to my favorite yet.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. That was the last one we did.
Yeah.
So.
It was the next one was the Black Spot.
Yeah, we got out of that. We still hadn't gotten the time to go back to Slaughterhouse, so we walked over to the Black Spot, which was in Stanleyville, over by Shikra.
Yep.
And so we walked in there, and once again they let us right through.
Yep.
And
I thought it was cute.
Yeah, we only had to like have a wait time for 3 of the houses.
Yes.
So the Black Spot,
pirate themed.
The Black Spot, like in Pirates of the Caribbean, I guess.
When Jack gets the black spot and
everyone's
technically the plague.
Yeah, or whatever. But yeah, it was all pirate themed, and I thought it was pretty good.
It's a cute house. It had one of the more interesting effects, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So I always look up when I'm in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, actors like to scare over. And there was a giant mast with like a captain or some guy at the top,
mm-hmm.
and they used black lights to illuminate his eyes and his teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked at him for a moment, and he makes direct eye contact with me, and he just smiles slowly.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the more effective scares of the night for me because I wasn't expecting it. Like, his actual scare was a big jump scare, using a rope to flick a piece of cloth at you. But his just little thing, I was like, oh, I am in for it now.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. It was definitely out of all the ones, it was definitely one, that's number 5 on the list. But it's still pretty good.
Oh yeah,
still pretty good.
It was still pretty good. It was not the Bloomhouse.
Got some decent. None of these were Bloomhouse.
Mm.
None of these were. Well,
I
don't know. Yeah, I think Bloomhouse might be better than Simon Slaughterhouse.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm saying it.
I will too.
I'm saying it.
I will too.
Bloomhouse at Halloween Horror Nights this year
is still better.
Still better than Simon Slaughterhouse. Simon Slaughterhouse sucked all of the ass.
We will explain when we get to it. Because we're still not there.
I would have been pissed to wait for that.
Oh, yeah.
House. Pissed.
Because a lot of people were waiting for that area, too. Which was stupid. So...
Black Spot was good.
Black Spot was good. We got out.
And about that time, it was time for us to go back to Simon Slaughterhouse with our wait time.
And so what was special about Simon Slaughterhouse and the area that it was in was that it was supposed to be 17 and up only.
Yeah. So
which was a lie.
They had this area outside of the entrance, and they called it the meat market. And they just had a bunch of like bloody, gross stuff.
It was just really gross.
It was just gore.
It was gore.
And
which gore isn't scary. It's just gross. And we should have known. We should have known going through that what we were in for.
Well, I was hoping that there would be some sort of, if they were going 17 plus, I'm like, it can't possibly be just gory, right? There's got to be something else there. And I told our friends, I was like, I just wanted to see a titty slab.
Yeah.
Just a slab with just
like that would make sense to me. Okay, so
it.
that's why it's 17 plus. Makes sense. Nope. The entire so first when we go through the house, our group got separated. We were a total of 6.
Yeah. So
three of us got put through piggies. 3 of us got put through cattle.
They had like the front of this thing looked like a barn almost.
It was so fucking cool.
It looked pretty cool, but the front of it looked like a barn, and so they had 3 doors. One said pigs. It was pigs, cattle,
cow,
and poultry or something like that.
Yeah.
And so like we go. So we're walking up. They take the first. They take us. Because there were 6 of us, so they took 3 and they put them into pigs. 3 they put them through cattle.
And I got really excited. I was like, "Holy shit!"
And I was like, "Oh wow!" Yeah.
I was like, "They're gonna separate us for the whole house,
or at least for a good portion of it."
Yeah, for the good portion of it.
Yeah, like send us through. Maybe be able to see the other ones over there in the distance, but it was you walk in the door. You take a left.
Take a couple of turns.
You take a right, and then
you're
all
back
of a sudden
with
you're back with your group. It was 2 fucking turns, and you were back with your group. A total of maybe 6 feet.
Yeah.
That you walked into this house without getting put into the back with the rest of your group. So. The people who were, the three of us who they were originally behind us, and they ended up in front of us because of the way that things were going.
Yeah,
that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, it was not worth them doing that, honestly.
We're gonna split you up for a whole 5 steps.
So it's okay. So
So
I'm gonna make a comparison because the closest I can make a comparison for that house is Leave It to Cleaver.
No, don't even go there. Leave It to Cleaver was at least good.
But like that's the basic theme.
The idea
is the same.
Is that you go in and it's just fucking gore porn.
It was gore porn that was based upon cannibals.
And the idea of Simon Slaughterhouse was like Simon Says. So each room was like, Simon says, chop off your own dick.
No, Simon says die. Simon says
burn. Simon says vomit. Oh, God. Gross.
Yeah.
This whole house just sucked ass. So, like, we're walking through the first room, and it smells like shit.
I think
they actually had it smell like shit.
Yeah, like animal feces, too.
And so, like, we're walking through there, and we're like, and when it's like, Simon says die, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. We walk through there, and it's just, there's, like, little to no scares. Well,
there were, but they just weren't good. It was people with knives and odd faces. And they were just like popping out at you.
Yeah, it was like a slasher house kind of.
Yeah.
And it was just blood on the walls and like tables full of guts.
Yeah.
And things like that. And then
I can't remember the next
one of them was
room.
like there was one where there was a girl and she was inside of a meat grinder.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm dying, please help me. And I'm like, I don't want to help you. This is fucking gross. I want to get out of here.
Yeah, I just want out.
And then I had just about enough when we got to the Simon Says Vomit, and now they're making it smell like putrid.
Yeah.
They're mixing like a putrid smell with the shit smell.
Yeah, like vomit putrid.
Yeah. And I felt like I was like, if you want people to puke, this is how you do it.
Yeah. And worse than that, one of the guys, like, I don't know what the hell he put in my face.
I don't know either, but it was, this guy goes like this. He like hits a button to like spray stuff at us, and then goes like that.
Yeah.
And in his hand is something. I don't know what it was.
I don't know if it was a tongue or a heart. I couldn't tell. That was one of the weirdest ones too. One of the people in that house were like, "Give me your eyes," because the person before me, she said, "Give me your legs."
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at me and she goes, "Give me your eyes." I said, "They're broken too." I wear contacts. So I was just like, I'm really out. I'm done with this fucking house.
Yeah. Oh God, it's
and then one of the guys was like, "I'm gonna take out your heart."
Like, go for it.
I was like, dude, I'm out. I just want fucking out.
Yeah. So we went through that whole one. God, it sucked so hard. Oh, it was really bad.
It just smelled gross. It had no real character to it.
Mm-mm.
Which I will say, the one that I said before, Leave It to Cleaver, is a very old house from Halloween Horror Nights. I really like it.
That was
one of my favorites for a long time.
HHN 18 or 19.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And it was about people eating people.
Yeah.
It was a human slaughterhouse. They did it much more tastefully.
Yeah, you were actually going through a butcher shop.
Yeah.
And people were just like, "Oh, they're cutting me up." And I'm like, "Oh, this is cool."
Yeah.
This was just gross.
And this was just disgusting. It was not...
They weren't doing it. They were just doing it to kill.
Yeah.
They weren't doing it for anything. At least Leave It to Cleaver was like, we're cutting up these people to serve them like as ground beef.
We're going to serve them to you later.
We're going to serve them as human steaks. And like
to the point where the last room of Leave It to Cleaver before leaving
is the fucking butcher shop.
Is the butcher shop, and the guy's like, "Hey, do you want a cheeseburger?" And like puts a cheeseburger at you.
Yeah.
And it smelled amazing. And I was like, that actually smells really good, but no thank you. But it was
like that,
it was one of those things where it was classy, it was really well done. Did it have gore? Absolutely. But it was done in a tasteful, nice way.
Yeah.
Simon Slaughterhouse, in my mind, it almost felt like they were trying, like this felt like something PETA would do to make people stop eating meat.
Oh, that's a good, that's a good, yep. Yeah. Something stupidly over the top for no reason.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Like, why does it have to be this gory? Why does it have to be that disgusting?
It was just gory and disgusting for the sake of being gory and disgusting. Yeah. And that just didn't
and that's not 17 and over.
Yeah. I felt like they put like the 17 and over kind of just to up the hype of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because people were fucking hyped for this thing.
Fuck about that house. Like, that's why those two girls, they went there first.
Mm-hmm.
And waited 2 hours for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have been fucking... Oh, man, I would have been pissed. But anyway.
But...
the next one that we did, Simon Slaughterhouse was back over by like Gwazi in that area.
Yeah.
So we went back towards the front of the park, and we got a ticket. We went over to Backwater Bayou.
Is it Backwater or Deadwater?
Deadwater. No, I think it's Black.
I don't think it's Black. I think it's Deadwater Bayou.
Deadwater Bayou? Anyway,
yeah.
Okay.
Or Deathwater Bayou, or something.
Deathwater Bayou, I think.
Okay.
Deathwater Bayou, I think. And the wait time was like 2 hours.
Yeah, so we got a card.
Oh, fuck. So they gave us a card to come back at like 10:30. Yeah. And then we walked over to Insomnia, and we got another card.
Yeah.
They told us to come back at like 11.
Yeah.
So at that point, we were like, well, fuck. What are we going to do? Because it was like, this was 9:30.
Yeah.
And so we're like, well...
Scare zones!
Yeah, we had gone all the way to Stanleyville. We'd gone all the way to Stanleyville and then had to come back over by Gwazi. So we missed the scare zones that were over near like Sand Serpent and Falcon's Fury and Kumba and places like that. So we fucking walked the entire loop all over again.
Yeah. We're insane. And
two people in the group are they run for fun.
Yes.
The other 4 of us run only when chased by zombies. So you can Yeah. So the 2 of them were like, yeah, let's walk around the whole park again. We're like, yeah. So we walked we walked all the way around again, went through the other scare zones, which I thought were really good.
I was really impressed. The one I was most impressed by, actually, was the carnival.
Yeah. The one around Falcon's Fury.
Yes. And that guy...
They had like a magician that was out there.
And he was awesome.
And they had like carnival acts that had gone wrong.
Yep.
So there was one it said fire breather, and it was just a charred body on the floor.
Yep.
And
there was one of a knife act.
And it was like a torso that was missing limbs. Yep. And the knives were stuck where the limbs would have been.
And I made the joke that the act got cut short.
Yeah, haha, and things like that. That was actually that one was pretty. That was pretty.
That was a really good one. And so then there was a guy he was a clown, and they were the one who had been causing all the mayhem. And he comes up to me with the horn, and like I'm not paying any attention, and he puts it right in my face and goes, "Clown car," and squeaks it. Scares the ever loving shit out of me. So while we're waiting for the group to get back together after watching the magic show.
Yeah, we're watching the magic show.
Like, I'm, again, not paying any attention, and I should have known. Same actor, same bit.
Comes right up to her face, goes, clown car.
Again.
Gets her again.
And he says to me, too, clown car, again. I'm just like, I'm ready to move now.
And got you again. So there you go.
And he got me again.
So guess whose fault that is? Yours.
It's mine. First time, not so much. Second time, it's mine.
Yeah, so like we can continue back around, And
the toy area was pretty interesting. I liked that one.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
The one over by Quasi, I didn't like that much. Like, it was cool with the
that
air
weird
blowers.
zombie one with the
It was interesting, but
yeah, that was weird.
They went after Kathy. The same guy got her 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't feel so bad. I'm so sorry I used the name. Shit.
Oh well, no one knows who she is.
I know.
So
I try so hard not to use our friends' names.
And then we were walking over by the front of the park, and the guy came up to me and said,
Yes.
You don't push me like that anymore. And I said, I would. I really would. And
he didn't know what to do. He just kind of ran away.
And so he was just like, so he walked away. And then like, as we were leaving, because he was part of a roaming horde, and as we were leaving, now he's over by Egypt.
Yep.
And he passes me again. He goes, You never push me like that anymore. And I'm like, I told you I would. And I like yelled at him. And then he walked away again.
And he went, oh shit, same guy.
And no, he did it because he knew I was the same guy. So it was
good. It
was funny things like that, like the clown car guy, and then that guy.
Yeah.
So anyway, but
and the damn swinger in the toy zone.
Mm-hmm.
How many times did he got
3 times?
me?
Yeah.
Like,
because we walked this way, then we walked that way, and then we walked that way again. So
yeah. And
walked through that one 3 times.
And every time I think I had a different person pushing me.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. But each time, because each of you like made sure to put me right through this guy's fucking path.
It's great.
And again, first time he scared over,
mm-hmm.
and the last 2 he got right in my face.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no.
It's great.
That's why my voice is not at full capacity today.
It's great.
And so then we finally got into Deathwater Bayou.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by the time we had rocked the whole fucking park again, it was time to go in.
Yeah. And
we still had to wait a while to get into it,
yeah.
though.
And that was great because, again, one of our friends, again, this is at the end of the night. We're all exhausted. And they are facing the opposite direction as the way of traffic in the line. Because we're all talking. And a scare actor creeps up behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And all I do is, hey, turn around, we're moving.
And so she just turns around, the scare actor's in her face, gets her real good.
And it was perfect. Because the scare actor looks at me and looks at her, and I was like, yeah, I got you. Yeah. She could tell I was on her side. Yeah. The scare actor did.
So we get through Deathwater Bayou. That one's still good.
Oh yeah, they changed the storyline. Did you get that?
Yeah, slightly.
The Voodoo Queen is dead.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's a void in the bayou.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're trying to find out who killed her and who's the replacement.
Yeah, which is nice. I mean, the maze is still exactly the same as before.
Yeah.
So, but that one's still really good. I like it. And
oh yeah.
Obviously, it's it's getting 2-hour waits, so they're gonna keep it around for next year, I'm sure.
Thank God.
So.
And so then our final night of the house was my favorite house, and it was called Insomnia. It was about a psychiatric hospital that helped with patients with sleep disorders due to different phobias.
Mm-hmm. So each patient that you saw had a different phobia of why they couldn't sleep. So you went things like somebody was afraid of nuclear holocaust. Somebody was arachnophobia. Somebody was afraid of drowning.
Yep.
There was a car accident.
Yep.
There was
someone was actually afraid of sheep.
Yeah, somebody was afraid of sheep, and that person was being eaten by a sheep.
Yeah.
It was just, they showed all of these different phobias as if these people were actually dying these ways.
Yeah. And it was very interesting, too, because it's not like they half-assed this house either. They did it very well. One of them, one of the phobias that I thought was the most interesting in the way they did it was the never waking up one. Mm-hmm. Which was the dark room with the person floating.
Right.
So it was just a dark room. At the end was a mannequin floating with a projection behind them of like a tunnel.
Yeah.
And there was somebody dressed all in black and they got me. Mm-hmm. So good.
They got They got one of our friends that was standing in front of me too. I saw them coming, and so they got
like
they
the
got
person
her.
that blew in my ear and you
Yeah.
didn't warn me.
Right, they got her, and I did the same thing. And I told her afterwards. I said, I saw that motherfucker, and I wasn't saying shit. And she's like, thanks a lot.
Yeah, now somebody else knows my pain.
I said, I don't do that shit. If I see somebody about to scare you, I just let it happen.
And but it was very well done, to the point where I honestly thought I wasn't gonna sleep last night because it bothered me.
It was
really
good.
really, really scary. Because you'd have the patients who were screaming, "Don't fall asleep, stay awake."
Mm-hmm.
And then the doctors were like, "It's okay. You can go to sleep. You're safe."
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, the next room, you'd see another phobia. And the patient would be like, "Don't go to sleep." And in the next room, "It's okay. You're fine. You're safe here. You can go to sleep now. Okay, I know you want to give me kisses." And, like, it was just so well done. Like, I couldn't even.
Yeah.
There were so many good scares. And
that one was like, and this is what I get with Howl-O-Scream in particular. I think that they have to really, really, really make it good. They know that
Orlando's right up the street.
Halloween Horror Nights is right up the street. They have to have something that can rival Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
And I feel like they do it every single year.
Yeah.
They have something that rivals them.
And
I mean, as far as scares, and I thought that the production value this year was fucking through the roof.
Yeah. They did a really good job on their sets.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
And the scares were excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm stoked to start going to this event again, because I've been itching to get back to it for a while now. So
it was just very well done. It was very, very well done. And I think because they give their actors a little more freedom, it's better.
Yeah.
Because at least in my mind,
HHN is a little more rigid.
Yeah, and at least in my mind, what's good about a haunt is when actors have freedom. So they can...
Well, it's good when they have freedom and they know how to use that freedom. Not when they sit there and go like, boo!
Yeah. No boo, no rar. But these guys were good because they were like... They each had a thing. Like in Insomnia, one of the first phobias was fear of water.
Mm-hmm.
And so you saw the girl's dream where she was in her bed drowning.
Mm-hmm.
And then she woke up at the end of the bed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was the first good scare. And she reached out to me and goes, "Don't fall asleep." And it was like that. And it was so, I don't know why it was so effective. And it scared me so badly. I was like, "Oh, mother, I don't think I can do this house." Like, I honestly thought I was going to run from that house.
Yeah.
Or roll.
The Nuclear Holocaust one was cool too, because they made this room and they used mirrors, and they like created a mushroom cloud in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
And with the mirrors, it looked like it was 3-dimensional, and then they had like guys with their faces were melting off. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That house was, yeah.
Just so well done.
The idea behind it was, it was carried out perfectly.
Yeah. Compared to some of the other times I've seen psychiatric hospital
that
houses
might even
done
be the best one
for psychiatric hospital. Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, yeah, this one beats Psychoscarapy for yeah. I'm telling you,
that was really hard.
Psychoscarapy's good shit, but this one was.
This one did it well because
this one did it incredibly
because of the way they did it.
Yeah,
they went after a single type of disorder. Where I feel like the problem with most psychiatric hospital houses is that they go after too much.
Right. They try to like tackle all of these different disorders, and this one was specifically insomnia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hyper focused, and so I feel like they could think about it a lot more.
Yeah, they could go, okay, so why would someone not sleep? What would scare someone enough to not sleep?
Right. And then that's how they got all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Absolutely.
just absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
I wonder, because, like, you have, like, the guys being like, nuclear holocaust, drowning, never waking up, sheep!
Sheep!
Just being like I would have loved to be a fly in that room when the guy yelled, sheep!
Mm-hmm.
How the hell would we do that, Jerry? He's eating him! Oh, that's actually pretty good, Jerry.
Everyone tells you to count sheep. What if the sheep eats
you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And then we went to go eat McDonald's and went to bed.
Yeah.
So,
And now we're here.
So.
Back for another week.
All right, guys. Well, this was our topic on Howl-O-Scream 2018.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was.
If you still got a couple weekends left to go, and I highly recommend that you do it.
Yes, please do.
Maybe not go on a Saturday, but
do not go on a Saturday, y'all. Go on a weekday. As we've warned you before, weekdays are safe. Weekends are not. We don't know about Sundays yet. We still haven't done a Sunday.
But their front of the line pass is not as expensive as.
No, it's not. We should have looked really into that.
We got in for like $65 a pop, and I think that their front of the line pass was $50. So that's still better. I mean, if you go to HHN and get express passes, those things are more than the ticket for entrance, where this is not. So definitely look into it. And so this was
I Love You.
I Know. This is the signature podcast from The Prolonged Engagement. You can find us here every single Monday at noon on youtube.com/The Prolonged Engagement Show, or our website at theprolongedengagement.com. You can find links to everything we do and all of our podcast service links.
Yeah.
Check us out on social media and all that good stuff. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. And if you want to subscribe, you should click over here. If you want to watch the latest episode of I Love You, I Know, click right here.
If you want to see our latest video, click right here. And if you want to see our latest Let's Play, click right here.
If you're listening on MP3,